Hello, and welcome back to another video. It is that time of the month. We are doing our TBR video for the month of November. That is crazy to me that we are nearly in November. What? As always, I pick prompts from my jar and I tailor it to books that I have on my bookshelf. I am also incorporating my Kobo as well because I do have quite a few books on there that I do need to read. So I am hopefully going to be incorporating some books on here as well as books on my physical TBR. I do not have any new releases that I am interested in really for the month of November. Nothing pre-ordered, nothing coming. So yeah, this is the books that we're going to be choosing from as well as this. I need to do a little refresh of my mind just to see if there is some prompts that I am possibly going to be able to read from my Kobo as well. Let's just get stuck into it. I am just going to keep this here so that I can see it and remember it. I think for this month I am just going to pick out 6 books. Depending on the length, I might add a 7. Some books that I am hoping to get to off here, I'm not going to go through my Kobo because I have a lot on there. Some books that I am really hoping to get to in the month of November are Ballad of Never After, which is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber. Crown of Midnight, I just finished Throne of Glass. I put this series off for so long because I was so confused on the order, and I actually found this thing a couple of weeks ago, and it's like Throne of Glass reading order. There's the purist reading order and then there's the romantic order. So it said there's 2 ways to read Throne of Glass. I would strongly recommend the romantic read through for all readers, old and new, but for the purists out there, I've included a list of the books in publication order. So there is the publication order, which goes The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Hair of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, Kingdom of Ash. So there's 8 books in the series. But then the romantic order, and it says the romantic reading order places Assassin's Blade at the point where it will make the most emotional impact for you in the book. It also positions Tower of Dawn to allow you for the best transition from Empire of Storms into Kingdom of Ash. So that order is Throne of Glass first, which I've already done, then Crown of Midnight, then Hair of Fire, then Assassin's Blade, Queen of Shadows, Tower of Dawn, Empire of Storms, Kingdom of Ash. So that is why I am going to be reading it in that order, because I am a lover of romance and romantasy. So I thought that's the order that I'm going to do it in. So yeah, that's the next one that I am up to, Throne of Glass series, and I really liked it. I'm like really intrigued to see where it goes from here. The love triangle, my interest is piqued. I'm like, where is she going to go? What is going to happen? And we just get a lot of things handed to us at the end of Throne of Glass. So I'm like, where do we go from here? Other books that I really want to get to for the month of November, I really want to get to Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, because I have another new release by her, which is People Watching, and I really love the premise of this book. So I want to continue that. And then another one that I really want to get to is Fearful by Lauren Roberts, because this has been out for over a month now, and it is the novella after the third and final book of the Powerless trilogy by Lauren Roberts, and this is the novella for Kit and his little love story, I'm guessing. But without further ado, let's just get onto it because I'm excited. Okay, so first prompt. Cowboy romance. Okay, I don't think I have any physical. I've got a lot on here. Do I want to start a new series or do I want to continue a series that I've already read the first book of? And I think the answer to that is, I think I'm going to go Wyatt by Jessica Peterson up there. Wyatt by Jessica Peterson is a second book in the Lucky River Ranch series, and I did quite like the first one. They are steamy, quick romances, but also they've got like depth and a story to them. So I do really, really like that one. So I think I'm definitely going to go with Wyatt. Prompt number 2. This one that got stuck to my finger. A book from the top shelf. Okay, so this is going to be hard. Do I want to pick Crown of Midnight? Do I want to pick Ballad of Never After? I think I'm honestly going to have to go with Crown of Midnight because my interest is piqued. It's there and I want to keep reading. So we're going to go with Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I'm so excited. I just can't wait to see like where it goes. There's obviously a lot of secrets and a lot of mistrust and scandals and the love triangle. So I'm just like, Where is it gonna go? I need to shake this. I'm trying to do it with my fingers and I'm mixing them all around. So anyway, book number 3. They keep getting stuck to my finger. A reread. Oh, we all know what my reread series is that I am doing, and let me just get it for you. So rereads was something that I really wanted to do in the second half of this year. It kind of hit about July and I was like, I really want to start doing rereads of my favorite series, and those series that I was wanting to do rereads of are the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver and the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. So I did read Flawless by Elsie Silver, a reread. So I'm gonna keep going with Chestnut Springs and reread Heartless. I am so excited because there is a TV adaptation coming of this series, so I just think rereading it all before the TV series comes out, which we don't know when that's going to be. It's very much in early stages of production. I don't even think there's a cast. I can't wait to dive in again into the world of Willa Grant and Kate Eaton, obviously, and yeah, just see if I loved it as much as I did the first time, which I did with Flawless, so I know that I'm going to. But yeah, I have my favorites in the series and I'm tied between Heartless and Reckless. I love both of them. When I reread Flawless, I just had like this giddy feeling. I couldn't stop smiling when I was reading the pages. It just felt so good to be back in this world because I just love it so much. So yeah, I'm gonna do Heartless for my reread. All right, prompt number 4. We're already over halfway. A book with a black cover. Okay, so there's Lightlark there. It's got a little bit of purple and pink, but I would say that's predominantly black. Let me just have a look on my Kobo to see if I've got any black covers. No. All right, I'm gonna go with Fearful by Lauren Roberts, just purely because I don't want to start the Lightlark series yet. I don't want to start a new series because I've just started Throne of Glass. Other series books that I want to finish before I start that, and Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy is one of them. So I think for that reason, I am going to go with Fearful by Lauren Roberts, which is the novella of Kit's story after the 3rd and final book. So I am excited to be back in this world because after I read Fearless, I thought that was just it. That was the end. So it will be nice to also be back in this world. I feel like we've got a good mix. We've got 2 cowboy romance and 2 fantasy books here now so far. It's going to be a good month. I am also going away on a trip to the Gold Coast with my son. So yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I got another Kindle book so that I can just like read when we're traveling and stuff. A book that you have heard nothing about. I'm going to rig this one a little bit. I have obviously heard a lot about the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, but nothing specific and book specific, if that makes sense. The only thing that I heard about it was that Jax, the Prince of Hearts, was in it and you needed to read Caravel before so that you could kind of see his story and what he's about. That's the only thing. So I think for that reason, I am going to continue on with the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I need to actually just quickly check that I've got them in the right order because it always confuses me which one is next out of these 2. Yeah, so The Ballad of Never After is book number 2. Was quite confused when book number 1 ended as to where it was kind of going to go, and also Jax, the Prince of Hearts involvement. So yeah, I am also excited to be continuing on with this series. Really want to finish that series this year. So fingers crossed we can knock it out, if not both of them, in November if I have time to pick up another book at the end of the month after I finish my TBR. But if not, I'm really hoping that I get it in December as well. All right, 6th book. Honestly, not very many long books, so I could possibly pick a 7th, but we'll see. What book number 6 is that we get? A book with a 4-word title. Out of the Woods. Out of the Woods is there. All right, that's going to be the only one I'm going to pick up from there, from my physical, but I will also just double check on my Kobo. It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Yeah, so it's going to be between It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan or Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, and I think I'm honestly going to go with Out of the Woods just because it was a book that I did really want to read this month and I am quite intrigued. This book is following on from Out on a Limb, and this is about Sarah and Caleb. So they are a married couple, high school sweethearts, don't want children, very happy with who they are, where they're at, but it is a story about their struggles within marriage and that growing apart and hitting the roommate phase, that sort of thing. And it's just a story about married couple working on themselves to better their marriage, to keep it going rather than obviously going their separate ways. So I did read a book that was kind of similar, After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. September I read that and I really liked it because I've never really read books about married people that are going through something and kind of work on themselves to sustain their marriage rather than breaking apart. And I did really love that aspect of the book. I love that storyline. So if anyone else knows any books that are kind of similar to like After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid or this one, and there was also one of the Kings of Sin series, I think it was King of Greed with the Davenports, was also like that. I did really like that one as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. And I think because I've got quite a few short books on here, I am gonna go and pick a 7th prompt. Blind date with a book. I was really looking forward to getting this prompt and I am very excited because there is one book on here that I actually did a blind date with a book from. I did an order from the girl that does like bookish merch, and she has blind date with a book section on there where it just picks a book for you and it comes wrapped and it's got like little clues and stuff on it. And the book that I got was The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood, and I honestly have been saving this book to be able to get this prompt to read it. This is what it says. Recently deceased Delphi Bookham has just met the one in the afterlife, but is devastated when a mix-up means he is immediately sent back to Earth. Delphi is given a second chance and accepts a deal in which she can return to her precious life in London and reconnect with the mysterious stranger she's sure is her soulmate. The challenge? She only has 10 days to find him. 10 days to make him fall for her. Oh, and he has no recollection of them ever having met. So this is a bit fantasy, it's a bit romance. I'm intrigued to see how it goes. It says the end of her life was just the beginning. Carly Fortune and Colleen Hoover have both got quotes on the cover about this book. Utterly Charming by Carly Fortune. This book has it all. Kirsty Greenwood has a new fan from Colleen Hoover. So I am very, very excited to read this. It has been on there a while. Like I said, I've been waiting to be able to pick that prompt from my jar because I knew that it would mean I would get this book. So we are going to read The Love of My Afterlife as well. And I think that'll do it. So I will do a bit of a recap. We will do a recap of the books that I got, but I am going to just juggle this around first and do a bit of reorganization. Okay, so our cowboy romance book, we went with Wyatt by Jessica Peterson. A book from the top shelf, we are going with Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Reread, which I am so excited about, Heartless by Elsie Silver. A book with a black cover. Like I said, I may have twisted it a little bit, but it is very black. It just has pops of colour on it as well. Fearful by Lauren Roberts. A book you've heard nothing about, we went with The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. Again, a little twist on it. But yeah, honestly, I haven't heard anyone comment about this book, so it works. A book with a 4-word title, we went with Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. And finally, a blind date with a book, we went with The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. I keep saying Christy, it's Kirsty Greenwood. There we go. So like I said, they are a bit of shorter books this month, but that's okay. Hopefully I can finish them and then I can go on and read some more with a bit of free choice. But anyway, that is the stack for the month of November. I am so excited. I can't believe after this I only get to make one more TBR video and then that's it for the year. Crazy. My December TBR video will be a blind TBR. I will be wrapping books up and picking numbers instead of prompts, so which is something that I like to do coming up to December because it's like Christmas come early. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video real soon. Bye.